beautifuls, this is Aromie here, and welcome back to Mystic Destinies Serendipity of Aeons. We are here, we're having to pick a spell, we're having to pick a choice on what to do. We can either perform the spell on Takumi, but with a chance of me screwing up, or let Naoki do it. And I don't know which one to pick, but I saved the game, so... he trusts me. I know he trusts me, but I don't trust myself. So let's just choose this option just to see where it goes. Maybe I should do the spell. No, Naomi is right. If I mess up, it could be seriously bad. And with my magic going weird lately, I think it's safer if Naomi does it. Naoki nods, but Takumi doesn't seem overly pleased with my decision. He turns to Naomi immediately. First, I want to know why the hell you're helping us. Okay. He didn't like that choice. Perform the spell. Takumi may be right. Whatever Naomi said, he is Jun's brother, and they do seem very close. He did get Jun to stop with such a single word, so who knows what's really going on there. I'll perform the spell myself. It's your lives. You know the risk. Naomi simply moves a stand closer to the windows, folding his arms. I can't help but feel like he's judging us. Well, what else am I supposed to do? It's okay, Michiko. I'm glad you're doing it. I nod, suddenly feeling nervous. Takumi, can you sit down? I don't know if that choice was good or not. Takumi, I don't know that word. What? And sits down on the couch. I sit next to him and turn to place my hand on his head. Okay, let me think. I close my eyes and try to recall the memory spell. I think it was something like mending connections. As I try to remember the details, I can feel everyone's eyes on me. Michiko, please don't talk, I've almost got it. I visualize what Takumi's mind might look like, a system of pathways and connections. I channel my power into what I see in my mind. Please try to recall the woman and what happened after Takumi. What happened after Takumi? Takumi presumably does as I've asked him, since I can see a pathway glow in my mind's eyes. It seems as if there's something blocking it though, something familiar, a familiar magic. Could it be? Channeling my own soul's power, I weave my magic around the one already present, trying to remove it, but it won't budge. I feel my brows draw down. It appears you're having trouble. Frustrated, I ignore him and channel even more power into my magic, but I can immediately tell it's too much. My power blows away the blockage, but does more than that. It blows away all the connections and pathways in Takumi's mind. Oh shoot, I just done messed up. I watched him disperse into particles of my mind. I drop my hand in horror and open my eyes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! But despite my dramatic reaction, Takumi's eyes only roll back in his head and close. He slumps back onto the couch. Did I kill him? I think I killed him. I think I just killed my love. Jinsu and Naomi immediately rush over while I sit there frozen in horror. Jinsu picks up Takumi's wrist and checks his pulse while Naomi examines him. They look at each other with a grim expression and then back at me. What is it? Is he... I tried to warn you of the risk, but you chose to ignore me. Alright, so I was right in choosing to let him do it. I don't even want to go further near that ending. Let's skip all the parts already read. I am simply curious as to what caused the coma. Magical or medical, or something else entirely. I have no other intentions than to find the truth. Takumi, please let him do it. You know what's been going on with my magic. I don't want to say it out loud. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to risk destroying your mind. Fine. A wise decision. However, I would need a few days to prepare the potion. Taku, I don't know what you're doing here, but please stop. And don't go out and do anything crazy while Naomi makes the potion. Taku doesn't meet my eyes, but he gives a faint nod. Yeah, because the other alternate world, you're dead. And I should have just stuck with this option. I figure out a way to contact you once it's done. With no goodbyes, Naomi takes his leave, walking out of the apartment. Let me know what happens to stay out of trouble in the meantime. Jinso nods to us and follows Naomi out. With the two gone, Takumi and I are all left alone. Chapter 10, Immortality's Trial. Yeah, you're supposed to let Niui help you. Which I did pick, but then I was curious about the other route, but then thank God we went back here. I'm left standing, staring at Takumi as he looks away, the empty syringes and trash on the floor between us. Takumi. He doesn't respond or look up. He just keeps holding his wrist where he tried to put a syringe needle in moments ago. I take a few steps toward him until I reach him. I take both of his hands in my own and stare at his wrist, at the faint scars that line his arms. Why don't we get some fresh air? Taku doesn't protest as I lead him by the hand to the balcony. This is the balcony where I made kisses with Tetsuya. Now, I also broke Takumi's heart here as well. Now, out on the balcony, I stare up into Takumi's eyes until he finally looks at me. Why were you doing this to yourself? And why all of a sudden? I found out. Takumi sighs. I found out that my mom was attacked by Azucena after trying to get the evidence I asked them for. Oh shit, is she alright? My dad managed to help my mom, but I'm pretty sure Azucena is coming to come after my family now. After me. So I decided I have to end this. I have to go straight to the source and find out what happened and get revenge and protect my family. I'm the only one who can do this. I see. I mean, what you're saying makes sense. And I understand why you wouldn't tell me about it or ask for help after seeing what happened to your mother. But still, you said we were partners. You said you'd rely on me for help. So why? Why all of this? I rubbed the scars into Takumi's arms, some marks still bleeding. It's not like it's for fun. Well, you need to stop, my dude. I knew if I was going after her, I need every advantage I can get. And obviously, asking for my help and your friend's help isn't advantage enough. Alright, Tyler just texted me if I wanted to go to the mall with him. So I told him let me just finish this recording real quick. Azucena, she's a demon and she's surrounded by powerful vampires. I'm only me. I'm only human. I stare up into Takumi's eyes as he continues, my eyes filling with tears. I feel inadequate. Especially when I'm with you. I'm forced to face how weak I am when I have someone to protect. And I feel my limitations even more. When I think about how you turned out to have magic, how you're even immortal and I'm nothing compared to you. No matter how hard I work or how hard I struggle, no matter how much I improve, I'll never be able to compare to any of you. I'll never be worthy of you. But Takumi, we love you. No matter what you are. I feel anger bubble up inside of me. The tears won't stop running down my face as I glare up at him. How can you say that? You're the most amazing person I know. You're my childhood friend. I love childhood friend stories. I respect you so much. You've been struggling by yourself against immense odds since you were just a teenager. Even though you were so young and had no one holding your hand to guide you, you made yourself into this incredible person who can compete with almost anyone. You've pushed yourself to human limits and beyond just to make others' lives better. How can that not be amazing? I drop my head and look away. I'm so scared for you all the time. I'm so worried about you all the time. At any time I could lose you to something beyond our control, or even to yourself. You always do your best and treat your friends with kindness. So why can't you use some of that kindness for yourself? Why aren't you allowed to mess up or fail every once in a while? Why aren't you allowed to feel sad about things and cry like everyone else? Why aren't you allowed to rely on others sometimes? I just wish that you treat yourself even half as kindly as you treat everyone else. Tears stream down my face while Takumi only stares at me. Then he hugs me. I put my arms around him after a moment. He gently wipes my tears away. I rest my head on his shoulder. Taku leans down just a little and whispers in my ear. Thank you for caring about me so much. And I'm sorry that I made you cry. I'm sorry that I've made you worry about me. I can't stop sobbing. I can't stop my body from trembling in his arms. He pulls me back to look at my face. I try to wipe away my tears with my sleeves. Actually, there's something I want to give you. Your heart? Because I would gladly take it, love. Taku rummages through his pocket. He pulls something out and holds it out to me. I outstretch my palm and he drops something that feels like a necklace into my hand. Taku, what is this? It's a gear crystal. I've been carrying it around for a while now. I kept meaning to give it to you, but the timing never seemed right. I kept it so long that I ended up thinking of you every time I saw, and... well, I'll be happy if I can see you wear it now. It's synced to your gear. I look at the necklace, its silver-colored chain and deep blue gems inlaid in a wing-shaped pendant. The color of the gems is so deep that they look black at first. I thought I already had my gear. I guess I didn't. It's beautiful. It reminds me of the night. That's kind of what I was going for. The wing reminded me of you. How your mother used to call you Little Wing. And of how freeing it feels when I'm rooftop red. I was hoping it'd remind you of me too. Oh, cute! Taku, that's so sweet. I'll cherish it. Thank you. I almost start tearing up again. I cover my face with my hand when I'm holding the necklace with. Takumi gently moves my hand and then suddenly places his lips on mine. He gives me a soft, gentle kiss that only lasts for a few seconds. Surprised, I don't know what to say or do. Then a chilly breeze passes through me that makes me shiver. Let's go inside. What exactly are we? Can we sit down and discuss that? Takumi takes my hand and opens the door, leading me in. I'm going to bed. Fine, I guess. You should just go back to Aurelia's house. He tries to move toward his room, but I refuse to move, still holding onto his hand. He looks back at me, and I pull him closer to me, clinging to his arm. I don't meet his eyes. I don't want to go back. I want to stay here with you. Wherever you go, I want to go too. Takumi says nothing, but begins walking toward his bedroom again, this time pulling me with him. Ah, this is what their room looks like. Have I seen this already? I don't remember. In the dark bedroom, there's only a moment before Takumi sits on the floor, pulling me with him. I fall into his lap, and he easily catches me and pulls me into a kiss. I lean into him and slowly push him down to the floor. Wait, why are we on the floor? The kiss begins slowly, but becomes passionate and desperate. I still don't know what we are, but I know I can care very much for him, and I know that I want him right now. I don't want to be away from him more than anything. The night between us is tinged with a different kind of desperation than before. A neediness to be close to each other, more so than ever before. I wonder, is this what making love means? And does it mean that that's what we are? In love? Hell yeah, childhood love right here! That's what I signed up for! When I wake up this time, I find Taku right next to me, still sound asleep. I watch him sleep for a little and sigh. I have to go. The thought of the morning after conversation is not something I feel like I'm going to suffer through right now. Slowly, carefully, I move out of bed so as not to wake him up. I grab some piece of paper and quickly write Taku a note. I'll be at Aurelia, so come over when you're ready. I leave it right next to his sleeping face so that's easy to find. Hopefully it doesn't give him paper cuts. Now that Taku would probably never miss anything anyway. I'm fully aware that I'm chickening out of the whole friends who have slept together multiple times and need to figure out what they're a thing. What they are a thing. But I don't feel like I can face them right now because I'm I took my headset out so fast. I'm not down for that. I gather my clothes and try to get dressed without making too much noise. Is it still talking? Oh my god, shadows. I have both headsets out of my ear, so I can hear my voice very clearly, and it's also as awkward. Shadowy figures flicker into my view just in the corner of my eye, but I continue to get ready. It's still there. The side effects of my death magic still haven't disappeared, not that I expected it to. But because there isn't exactly anything I can do about the creepy shadows, I've just gotten used to them. Not me! I finished getting dressed and quickly sneak out of Takumi's apartment. Okay. I think I'm safe now. Since getting back from Takumi's, I've been trying to do some more research on death magic. With several books spread out on the dining room table, I take notes on what seems to be relevant. I try to ignore the occasional whispers that like to make themselves known from time to time. Oh jeez, I thought those were shadows. I hear the front door open and close, and when I look up from my notes, I see Taku and Aurelia walk in. She's with him. Good. I need a drink. Relieved at the sight of the two, I finally realized how worried I was that he might not show up if left alone again. Aurelia's eyes meet mine. Naoki contacted me. He said he'll be over here in 5 minutes to give the potion to Takumi. Oh, that's sooner than I expected. I thought it would take at least a few days, but Naomi works fast. That's good. I glance at Takumi, who gives me a little smile, and I feel my face heat up. Aurelia stares at us wordlessly. Before anyone can say more, there's a knock on the door. She goes to answer it, and of course it's Naoki, perfectly on time. Ah, he's so cute too. The two stare at one another for a moment. Even from here, I can feel an odd tension in the air between them. Takumi and I look at each other for answers, but it doesn't seem like either one of us knows what's going on. As if snapping out of a trance, Aurelia finally moves out of the way. Come in. Naoki nods slightly and briskly walks in. He pulls out a small vial out of his jacket pocket. Alright, sit down at the table. Takumi eyes the vial in Naoki's hand before obeying the instruction without comment. I sit down as well. I grip at the table as I watch Naoki hand Taku the potion vial. Remember to breathe, Michiko. Aurelia stands beside me. She puts a hand on my shoulder and I put mine on hers. Takumi examines the vial in his hand. This better not kill me or I'll kick your ass. And then he downs it. Seconds pass with no reaction at all. Takumi opens his mouth to say something, but he freezes. What? Naoki stands next to him and continues to calmly watch. Taku grabs his head and groans in pain. He bites down on his lip as tears form in his eyes. His whole body shakes. I move to get up to rush to his side, but Aurelia holds me back with a firm grip on my shoulder. Oh god, what? Takumi! Again, I try to run to him, but Naoki grips onto my other shoulder so that I'm left struggling against both of them. Finally, Taku passes out, slumped forward, though I'm not sure if he isn't dead. Well, he died in my previous route, so he's not dead here. Takumi! Petrified by the very thought that he might be dead, I give up, struggling. Please. Please. He's not dead, guys. I'm not worried. Aurelia looks at Naoki, or whatever. Check on him. Naoki obeys and leans down to examine Takumi. A few moments pass and Aurelia begins to look impatient. I mean, he's up. She opens her mouth to say something again when suddenly Takumi lifts his head, leaning forward with his elbows still resting on his thighs. He opens his eyes. He stares blankly into space ahead of him as tears stream down his face without a pause. I take the opportunity to get rid of Naoki and Aurelia's grip and rush to him. Takumi holds his head. When I bend down in front of him, I search his eyes. Takumi? Are you okay? He only shakes his head. Takumi? He lifts his head up and looks straight at me. In between gasps of breath, he manages to slowly speak. His voice sounds strained and tired. The woman. Black hair. It was your mother. My mother?! Whoa, dude! A gasp escapes my lips, but it barely registers in my mind. What? Her? Where was she? I thought she was with me! We were going to the airport? Was your mother the sorceress you mentioned? The one that passed down her powers to you? I can hear him, but my body refuses to let me respond. I can't so much as nod. She was. Aurelia answers for me. Even in my frozen state, I feel grateful. I see. Then the coma that was placed upon the detective has to be a magically induced spell. Since no one could figure out what it was, it would be reasonable to assume that it was a very obscure one. Perhaps even one that only someone who had at least some chaos manipulation abilities could use. Immediately, Naoki turns around and heads for the door. Where are you going? Naoki stops and turns to face her. I'm going to do some research to find out what spell it might be. I'm interested to see if it's possible to wake the detective up. It would mean my deduction is correct and the mystery would be solved. A loud thump at the door makes everyone pause. Another loud thump. That scared me. No one has time to say anything. The front door is kicked off of its hinges and falls upon. Naoki stares as it falls just a few centimeters away from him and hits the ground with a loud thump. Aw, damn it. Standing on the other side is the vampire. Oh, here's the beautiful woman. But the real surprise is when Azucena del Bosco steps around him. She leisurely strolls into the apartment, evaluating everyone with her eyes. Azucena stops right in front of Naoki, arms crossed. She leans up toward him until she's right in front of his face. Your plan sounds solid, but I can't let you wake up Detective Arai. There's no need for him to ever wake up again. Why? Naoki just stares coldly back at her. Takumi moves in a flash. He springs out of his chair, but that's as far as he gets before Aurelia places a hand on his chest. Her eyes never stray from the intruders, however. Azucena looks at Takumi. A smart decision, especially when you don't know what's at stake. Turning back to Naoki, a positively evil smile comes over Azucena's face. Naoki, you and your brother have always been so close, haven't you? Azucena laughs. You really should take better care of my pet in the future. Oh my god! Without looking away from us, Azucena signals her lackeys and they've dragged a severely beaten up Jun. Oh my god, Jun! What have they done to you? Oh my god, where's Detective? Where's Detective Jinsul? They unceremoniously dump him at her feet and one of them stomps on his chest. Jun quietly grits his teeth but doesn't make a sound. This is where we're gonna stop for today's episode. Oh my god, where's Jinsul? They beat up Jun. They're gonna beat up Jinsul. Oh my god. I'm not ready for that. Oh my god. But anyway, this is where we're gonna stop for today. I have to hurry and get ready to go to the mall. So thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.